Too often, as we've had these debates, we talk about, numbers, and a lot of times these numbers don't make a lot of sense to people. But there's one number that ordinary people can really understand and relate to, and that's 58,000 jobs. The Board of Equalization recently did an analysis that a 1% sales tax increase will cost 58,000 jobs, people their jobs. Now, during this time, we get a lot of pressure. We get a lot of pressure from the spending lobbyists. But I got to tell you, that pressure doesn't really compare to the kind of pressure that you're going to get from the people that will end up losing those kinds of jobs. And by the way, those 58,000 jobs, it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody. Big business members like the Caltax organization, those jobs don't mean that much to them. That's not part of their bigger picture. And also big guys like Warren Buffett, who's originally from, he still is, from my original home state, Nebraska. He's from Omaha, but Warren, he'll find a way to make this work as well. Warren, big guys like Warren, the wealthy, they'll figure out a way to make this all work. They always do. But down in my district, they don't live there. And down in my district right now, we're looking at a 9% unemployment, and it's rising all the time. I personally, in my own career as a business owner, I've been through tough times. I know what it's like to have to borrow money to make a payroll. I also know what it's like having to tell somebody I got to cut them back on their hours. But I also know that usually the people, my employees, are with me because as a team we can get together if we pull together and actually do things necessary in order to bring our expenses down to where we need to be so that we can actually last and be there for the long term. I'm fighting against the tax increases, and my colleagues in the Republican caucus are fighting against tax increases because, frankly, we just don't think it'll solve the problem. The residents of this state didn't create this problem, and they shouldn't be asked to pay more because we can't control our spending. And I say our spending because it's not just your spending or my spending, but it's ours collectively. The 58,000 people that are going to lose their jobs because we couldn't control our spending and just because we just spent too much money. The thought of some mom or dad having to go and figure out and tell their family why they can't go on that trip or because they can't afford to make a mortgage payment, they get a delinquent notice, can't even put gasoline in their tank because their unemployment check isn't going to really cover the bill. Members, that just isn't right. And we'd like to feel that we've offered a better way to pay for critical programs and retain and create new jobs. By creating jobs, we can grow the economy, generate money for essential programs, and reduce the need for those programs. I've still told many of you on this floor before that I feel the best social program we can offer somebody is a good paying job. So how can we actually retain and create more jobs? This compromise proposal includes eight economic recovery ideas. Some of them are from Democrat authors and some are from Republican. We can, for an example, offer work schedule flexibility. Working less days a week will increase the amount of time that people spend on the road and more time that they can spend with their families and eliminate, like I said, the amount of time that they actually spend in traffic. Can also provide an opportunity for true small businesses, and to me, I'll define what's true small business to me. It's a family-owned business that actually has got a mortgage, sometimes a second mortgage against their home. It'll give them the opportunity to also have a little flexibility in how they organize their work schedules without the threat of being sued because of it.
1 minute remaining.
Okay, I'll be quick. We need to also use common sense with environmental regulations like AB 32. AB 32 will only make sense if it actually is done in a positive way, both on the short term and the long term as far as the economics for our state. You aren't going to set a good example for China or India or anybody else to follow our example if we don't do this the right way. And time will help us do it the right way. We don't want to end up making it wasteful. We can also talk about lawsuit abuse. That's something else that's happening. We need to streamline the building permit process and eliminate the red tape. Californians need more health care options. One of our proposals will allow individuals and employers to purchase health insurance alternatives to any licensed provider. Public-private partnerships is another way that we need to explore to be more creative in getting the best bang for the buck for the taxpayer's dollar in order to build our infrastructure and keep it repaired properly. These ideas have actually been in print. You can go to our website if you'd like to have some more details. They have been negotiated and talked about in print. I know Denise gave me a kind of a weird look on our website, and we've actually put them out before. We've got them in a package that we've sent out. Bottom line is, this is a get-out-of-town budget. Any way you want to slice it, it's still a get-out-of-town budget. And we feel the budget, this particular budget we're proposing, is a better alternative because it does address some concerns that are close to me, and that is creation and retention of jobs. I don't want to lose even one job here in California. And it will actually take care of essential critical programs. So I would ask for a favorable consideration of our proposal. Thank you.
Senator Denham.